Hello viewers, welcome to Dailies on TVRC. We want to use this medium to wish our esteemed viewers happy independence. And hi, I'm actually Agasimo Vincent. Joining me on set today is
Reading to
reading to your hearing is a Vanguard newspaper.
And with me right here is Punch newspaper. Nigerians react as the nation celebrates 62nd Independence Day. So coming from Fox Niger, Tinubu was qualified for presidency, says Uba Sani. Cultural display as Punch rep your tribe. Also on the front page of Punch, ex-footballer traffics cocaine after failed career in Brazil. 3.92 trillion naira for subsidy topples defense, health, education budgets. Pencom bans PFA's gift to RSA holders. Kwara doctor kills girlfriend, housewife, bury corpses in office. Ayu should resign in interest of peace, former PDP spokesperson. Adeboye plans national prayer, fasting. Adeboye plans national prayer, fasting, says nation trouble. 17 billion naira allocated to stop oil theft diverted, says Falano. Also on the front page of Punch, strike, press meet Buhari Tuesday, federal government warns ASU. Mr. Akintunde, so what's your take on this? Okay, let me ask you this question from outside the box of what is there. So, many people react on Independence Day, that is the second year, which we gain our independent freedom, right? So, what's your own say, as in what's your own take about this independence of a thing? Nigeria clocks 62nd year of being. Do you think we are still free?
Well, it's not even the issue of freedom alone. 62 years old man or woman, and and he's still not being able to take care of himself or herself. 62-year-old country, and we still have epileptic power supply, erratic power supply. We cannot even feed our people comfortably. Poverty is still the issue. Is still at the forefront of the crisis bedeviling this nation. We could count economic crisis here and there, insecurity maligning this nation, ethnic crisis here and there. In my opinion, I think if we are going to celebrate, we should celebrate the gift of life. Is there not this Washoko politics that has been played and Washoko development that is currently being currently seen here and there?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I want us to take a look at this one also. This one is coming from PDP Internal Rumbling. It says not IU paid Northwest member house allowance, just coming from Manif. But this one in attendance of Governor Wike, Sheyi Makinde, Samuel Otom of Benue, Kwezi Kwazu, and Infanyi Ogwayi from Enugu State. These governors, they met with Wike, and the aggrieved governors, they met in Enugu to plot IU's removal. What's your take on this?
Well, if we are to look at, if you are going to be at the forefront of leadership, you need to be very careful, because whatsoever you do will be used against you. And if there's an allegation against you, you have to be able to defend yourself. There's been an allegation before the chairman of the leading opposition party that some members of the National Working Committee received a humongous amount of money, and some they said they didn't make any request for that such a money, and the money dropped into the account, a huge amount of money that is meant to help the party during campaign, and yet the chairman hasn't come out to say, to debunk it. So what your guesses could be as good as mine as regards that. So in my opinion, I think the pro-we case, they have a point, because we always have to learn how to bow for the superior argument. One of the arguments is that it was said that the current chairman, in his own statement, said, if we are going to have a presidential flag bearer from the north, that is going to honorably resign his office, because you cannot have a flag bearer from the north. You cannot have the flag bearer from the north. I also have the chairman from the north, because this party doesn't belong to just one part of the country alone. It's a people's party.
Yes.
From the south, from the east, from the west, from the north. They have to galvanize support. But now, if it has been seen as the party of one ethnic enclave, then there will be a kind of issue that is looming. And the people who want to say that's their thing, not our thing.
All right, thank you very much on that. So I really want you to go to buttress on some headlines here. That's why I just take few of it. Now let's go to Kaduna.
Okay.
Something happens in Kaduna not quite long. El-Rufai condemned lynching of two herdsmen in Kaduna. I think that people take justice into their hands, killing two herdsmen suspected, not even suspected, they are herdsmen, maybe they have done one thing or the other. Now El-Rufai condemns lynching of two herdsmen in Kaduna. Now let's see the damages that these herdsmen have caused in Kaduna in particular. And El-Rufai now coming out condemning the lynching of these two herdsmen. What's your take on that? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's very good, though what these people have passed through in the hands of these herdsmen, now taking justice into their hands?
Well, I want to use the law term that you don't cure illegality with an illegality. You don't say because some people are criminal, you want to treat them the way they are. We have to let law always take its course. The point is we have to hold those who are custodian of laws accountable. If there's nothing being wrong being an headsman, but a killer headsman is what I have issues with. If you are a killer headsman, you are causing issues here and there with your own headsman carries AK-47, or your AK kidnaps, and your own headsman is more or less like it's a bandit X-Men. Well, those people should be thoroughly, decisively dealt with. And how are they supposed to be dealt with? They are supposed to be handed over to the police with the proper monitoring. Because someone said that most of these people, after handing them over to the police, yes, that they have been oftentimes being released in the long run. That's where accountability comes in. The hierarchy of the police must be held accountable for such an unexpected act. If they've been caught and they've been caught to be a terrible headsman, they should be sent to the court, and from court their judgment should be pronounced on them. But no, I wouldn't be a part of. I wouldn't be a kind of. I would not to encourage jungle justice. People should be lynched in the broad daylight. Where's our morality? Where's our humanity? We should not cure illegality with an illegality. If they are being caught, they should be handed over to the police, and after that, there should be a follow-up. They have to give record. They have to give account of those they have within their custody. Not that today you release a criminal. Not that you just release a criminal, a man who has caused a huge amount of damages to the society, and you're also releasing him back to the society. Then it's not going to go away for the country.
Okay, let's take this one for the last. Let's take these last headlines. That says Adeboye plans national prayer and fasting, says nation trouble. Is it the right time to come up with this kind of thing? Because I think the nation has been in trouble for a very long time. So why coming up with this kind of prayer? Why we have election?
Do you know some people? Although,
and also don't forget that these agitators and the agitations for Yoruba and Biafra and the rest, why they are still on ground? Why the prayer, the fasting and prayer? Why now? Why now?
Well, I think in my opinion, Well, I want to solemnly believe, by the virtue of, religion inclination, that some people are actually very close to God.
Yes.
They hear from God. And that's not far-fetched. Although we all hear from God, but due to one or two, maybe some they are just being overclouded, or some they are just not really putting their mind into. By the virtue of your birth, you are a king in your house, you are a prophet to your family, you are also a priest also. So what am I saying in essence is that these people, not just Baba Adebo is a Baba to the nation.
Yes.
If you look at the number of those who he controls and who is always giving the counsel to. So in my opinion, I think and what he has said is what it should not be peculiar to Baba alone. It should be peculiar to virtually all people of every denomination. You don't have two countries. We only have a country, and that is Nigeria. If anything happens to Nigeria, it happens to all of us. So we need to call on God. So people get the leader they deserve. If people are very bad, they will get a bad leader. If people are good and they are thinking in the right direction, they are going to have a good leader. So it is the leader that you deserve, that that it is leader that fits you, that you get in the long run. So what am I saying in essence is, like Baba said, this country, we need to require an urgent prayer and intellectual ability to discern who is right for the country and who is not right for the country, because sometimes the signature is written on the wall, to know who is actually right for this country and who is wrong for the country. Enough of people giving us lying to us. Yes. You should know when somebody is lying to you. Somebody who is sick, somebody who is not feeling fine, you want to put him there as a president, or somebody who has stolen wealth belonging to his people, and he still wants to become your president, or somebody who is just a caricature, who is just a democratic person who has an agenda, who has been a man who has been importing generator into this country. Do you think when that man becomes the president, do you think that man will want the country to have electricity? So these are questions that we should ask ourselves. We need to discern. We need to know those who are really willing to take this country to a greater height.
All right, let me take this one, but we are not going to ponder on it at all. Breaking news: NDLA discovers 13 million tramadol pills in Lagos mansion. Well, let's go to Vanguard. Let's see what Vanguard has for us this morning.
All right, on the front page of Vanguard, Nigeria at 62, we are in war situation, says Adeboye and PFN. Wike, 4 PDP governors meet in Enugu. Senate investigates alleged reallocation of Atala oil field. This is a disaster. Flood, Yobe government orders evacuation of 2 communities. On ASU strike, we are all pained, says Edurep. Lula win on international news this morning. Lula wins first round of Brazil's presidential election. Interswish, Providence Bank emphasize security in payment ecosystem. Finally, federal government to ramp up tax collection, high 9 trillion naira in 3 years. Mr. Sam, let's begin from here. ASU strike, we are all pained. This coming from two representatives. Do you think people in government are really pained? I mean, as regards this ASU strike.
Well, as regards this ASU strike, I think this Edo rep just wants, maybe he has never been cited on the social media or newspaper before.
So you think they are not pained?
They are not pained at all, because even if they are pained, it is not now. As in, you don't wait until the sore get out of hand before you look for the right medication, you look for the right cure. Now he is only pained. What is the cure to this pain that you have in your body? Now, what is your suggestion? What has been your own take? What has been your own impact? ever since this ASU strike began, and it has become something. It has become a forgotten. A forgotten issue right now, that it has become part and parcel of this country, and we don't even know if this ASU, they are still existing again even till now.
Okay. So, let me quickly take this. Gunmen kidnap monarch driver in Kwara.
I just read this quite long.
Yeah, I mean, this just coming in also, like gunmen kidnap.
Yes.
Kidnapping has become a lucrative business in this country.
That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, look at the monarch and the driver kidnapped. And in a very short while, they will start making calls to the families of this monarch. What do you think is the issue? What exactly is the problem?
Well, the problem lies on the table of federal government, to be precise. You ask me why the federal government is as you see in foreign countries, in other countries, hardly will you see this kind of thing because the security level there is very high and is very tight. But now people are seeing this kidnapping as a means of livelihood. They are seeing it as fast money. This is where they get the fast money. And ever since all these things have happened, let's assume that some people have been used as scapegoats. This thing won't continue.
Yeah, that's true.
It won't continue. But the reason why they will go scot-free with it, even if they kidnap senator's wife or senator's family, they will still pay and they will still get their ransom. They will still get the money.
Okay.
So nothing has been done to it, but I think that federal government should look into it. They should look into it. It has been getting too much. In the olden days, you dare not touch a monarchs. Then they will say that the dog of a king is king. Even the broom of a king is even king. That you say, if you should beat a king's dog, it means that you are beating the king itself. But now there is no regard for anything like that again.
Even kings now, they have been even with their brother, they have been wrapped up and they have been kidnapped here and there. I mean, it's. Do
you remember the one that happens maybe early this year?
That the king
it took on his heels.
Yes, and even there was one that happened in the history. The one that happened in the history.
Yes.
The one that happened in the history recently, where the king was laid flat on the floor, and people were like pouring some things. I was like, it's so dirty, it's so gory. It's a very bad situation.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, it's not even that alone. Come on, the way these kidnappers are really operating these days, only God knows what is actually wrong somewhere. But let's hope that our security operatives, they get their help correctly and they're able to deal with these kidnappers decisively. Yes, let's hope something like that happen. Finally, I would like to take this before we wrap up the program for today. Tell Nigerians your health plan. Academy charges Tinubu, Atiku and Obi. Do you think it should be the health plans alone? Don't you think these contenders should tell Nigerians what they really want to do for this country?
See, I don't really know why some people still dwell on some things that should not be dwelt on. Talking about his health, is this, is that.
No. The health plan for the Nigerians. Don't forget, at the moment, our hospitals are becoming more or less like death sentence for so many people.
I don't think
to the extent that due to unavailability of generator, like power supply, people are losing their lives. Inability to supply to make available oxygen to the people are losing their lives. Inability for them to provide good drugs, people are losing their lives. That is in the hospital. Go to a maternity wards. Virtually, when you have wards that can only take it up for 10 people, and now you have 50 people who are in labor. How do you make a provision? How do you provide for 50 people when you only have 10 beds for those in the maternity ward?
Well,
so what I'm saying in essence is
we can't put this burden on the aspirants. You get the point?
No,
we cannot put it on them. But what we should always be, what we should always look forward to is that and ask that, what do you have for us?
Yes, that's it. And that's why I keep saying that if any of them will not make themselves available for debate,
yes,
for interrogation, such a person should not be voted for. In short, it should be a must for all of them to avail themselves of national debate.
Well, anything that is not constitutionalized is not.
I'm saying that it should be part of this country these days.
Yeah.
That anybody that is going to, it should be a part of the, it should be in the constitution. It should be written. It should be well spelled out. If you are going to rule this country, you have to avail yourself of national debate, because people want to hear you talk. They want to see how you reason. They want to see your agility. You know, if a man is not feeling too good, if a man is sick, even with the way he stands on the podium, you will know that something is wrong with him. And if a man is not thinking straight, maybe he has a psychological issue, while he's talking, while he talks, you will notice that. So this should be this should be the yardsticks for us to measure whoever is going to rule us. Anyway.
All right, yeah, good. I want, though I think you have the headlines there, but it's still here also. And I want us to take a look at these people. Yobe government orders evacuation of 2 communities. So, did Yobe government provide for these people that were asked to evacuate from these 2 communities?
The point is, there should be, life is of importance. In short, safety first. Life, safety first. So, but like I said, in the forum, like recently, that we often talk about the windmill without looking at the wind itself. What is the cause of the flood? What preparation has been made for the flood to have not even happened in the first place? Go and check virtually our water bodies. Go and see blockages here and there. Bottled waters inside the water body, debris that are of no use inside the water body. The water body has become a dustbin. When it's going to, it's more or less like what you throw to the nature is what you get from the nature. When it's going to backfire, then this is what you see. Flood, a very serious flood. Evacuating 2 communities is not a child's play. Then you have to make a kind of IDP, a kind of a community for them, where they will be able to feed for themselves. The government will start catering. The government will be the one catering for them. So what I'm saying in essence is the government, not even the government alone, the religious, those in constituted authority, the religious leaders, the head of communities must come together to make sure that things are taken care of, because before they are out of hand. Now imagine floods. If it has been seen before now, they would have, that would have been prevented. But now it has become an issue, and they have to evacuate them, because you cannot afford to lose life because to flood.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
All right, viewers at home, you've heard it all. This is where we wrap up the program for today. Do join us next time for another exciting episode. Until then, we remain your humble host. Bye for now.
Bye.